BTS news. On that night of hope and emotion, millions of eyes were fixed on one screen, the long-awaited premiere of BTS's latest MV. The whole world seemed to stop ticking when a countdown appeared on the screen. However, no one thought that behind the excitement of watching this together, a heartwarming private moment is hidden between two of BTS' most beloved members, Jimin and Jungkook. Moments that did not have time to catch on live broadcast cameras, but it was recorded in the memory of a few people who were lucky enough to witness it firsthand. The moment that then spread like the wind touched the hearts of the army, who were always faithful to observe every emotional beat of their idols. No bar event itself is held exclusively. It was only attended by a select number of fans, media, and members of the production team. While millions of ARMY watched from home via YouTube live stream and other platforms, the atmosphere at the venue was so warm, full of love and anticipation. Every second passed intensely, from the nervous smiles of the BTS members who were present virtually to their Haru expressions when the MV started playing. The song conveys more than just melody. It conveys feeling, memory, and nostalgia, especially for Jimin and Jungkook, who seem to be immersed in a sea of their own personal emotions. Jimin, with eyes that start to glaze over before the screen is even fully lit, sat not far from Jungkook. Both wore casual clothes, but still stylish, reflects the mature and warm aura that they have consistently displayed. Jungkook seemed to occasionally glance at Jimin, as if he wanted to make sure that his partner was okay. But then, when the MV scene reaches its climax, a scene that seems to be full of personal meaning, Jimin turns his head, lowered his head, and his hands slowly raised to his face. She cried, silently, but with an intensity that deafens the mind of whoever sees it. Jungkook, who saw that, seemed instantly sucked out of the world around him. In a live broadcast, the camera happens to switch focus to the MV screen, but those who were on site witnessed something incredible. Without hesitation, Jungkook approached, sat closer to Jimin, and gently touched his shoulder. Jimin looked surprised for a moment, but then he turned his head, and that's where the most heart-wrenching moment happened. In a gaze that can only happen between two people who have gone through everything together, Jimin and Jungkook looked at each other, reading each other a sense that had not been spoken. The sound in the room instantly became quiet, even before the MV ended. Jungkook, in a very quiet whisper, barely audible to anyone, said something to Jimin. No one knows for sure what was said, but Jimin's reaction was enough to make it clear that they were soothing words, touch, and strengthen. Jimin nodded slowly, then suddenly buried his face into Jungkook's chest. In that embrace, time seemed to stop. Live broadcast cameras do not record it, but some of the invitees present confirmed that the moment felt very sincere, very real, and very touching. The two hugged in silence for a few moments. No words, no sounds, only heavy breathing and an aura of intimacy are almost never shown to the public. Not in a speculative romantic sense, but rather a deep emotional connection between two friends, two brothers, two souls who have grown up together in the spotlight of the world for more than a decade. A sacred moment that is proof that behind the glitter of the stage and achievements, they are still human beings who can be fragile, can be touched, and can strengthen each other. Several soldiers who were physically present seemed to cry silently at the sight. One of them, who was interviewed by local Korean media, said that he had never seen Jungkook's expression so warm. He said that hugs are not just a spontaneous act, but a form of recognition, consolation, and also the expression of love between brothers who so far may only be conveyed through the songs they create. It was like seeing two stars fall from the sky, embrace each other to ensure that they will still shine together, he said. That moment eventually became a hot topic on social media. The hashtag Jimin Jungkook moment immediately ranked first trending topic globally. The army from different parts of the world share speculation, hope, and their feelings for the moment. Some of them even tried to read Jungkook's lip movements from the leaked amateur video, which shows the scene from a distance. Some have suggested that Jungkook said, "You're not alone," or "I'm here," although there is no official confirmation. What is clear, however, is that the moment has left a very deep mark in the hearts of fans. The media also participated in discussing the incident. Some Korean outlets called it one of the most human moments in BTS history. In fact, some cultural columnists say that such interactions show another side of BTS, one that sets them apart from many other groups. A side that shows that they are not just entertainers, but also individuals with real depth of emotion and connection. Interestingly, until this article was written, neither Jimin nor Jungkook had given an official statement regarding the moment. However, sometime after the No Bar event was over, Jungkook posted a black and white photo on Instagram with a simple caption, "For you who are always strong, Let me be your support." Although they did not say names, all knew to whom the words were addressed. While Jimin only replied with a comment in the form of a white heart emoji and a star, it was as if it were a language without words that only the two could understand. The ARMY did not remain silent. They flooded BTS's social media accounts with messages of love and support. Many wrote that they felt very touched and proud to be part of BTS's journey, not just because of his music, but because of his humanity. There are also those who say that seeing Jimin and Jungkook's moment makes them feel not alone in this world. That expression of affection, the slightest thing, can save a person from the abyss of despair. In an unofficial interview, one of the staff on duty that night briefly said that this was not the first time Jimin had shown such deep emotions, but this is the first time Jungkook has been seen so openly responding to her in public. He said that the two did have a very unique bond, even from the beginning of their debut. They're like two sides of a coin. They understand each other without saying a word. She added that she also cried that night. The Nobar event may have ended, but the impact is still felt today. Not just because of the incredible MV, but because a little bit of the fact that behind every work of art that we enjoy, there are people who put their whole heart into it. That Jimin and Jungkook moment was a reminder that BTS strength doesn't just lie in their songs, but also on the relationship between its members who are sincere, honest, and loving. That night, Jimin and Jungkook show the world that it doesn't take long words to convey love. Just a hug, a look, and a sincere presence. Maybe the live broadcast camera doesn't catch everything, but the hearts of the ARMY have recorded it forever. It was an unforgettable night. In the middle of the stage, lights dimmed after the MV played, and the invitees began to talk. The atmosphere in the corner of the room where Jimin and Jungkook were sitting turned into a private space that only they understood. None of them spoke for long. Everything seemed to be conveyed by gaze, touch, and such a deep physical closeness. Many said that it was the most honest moment they have ever seen from two great artists who have been known to always maintain their professionalism before the public. One thing that later became a hot discussion among the ARMY was the background of the song and MV watched that night. The song, whose lyrics talk about loss, the search for identity, and the importance of the presence of people who always accompany, it seems to have a very personal meaning for Jimin and Jungkook. Many suspect that the recording process of this song also involves their own emotional experiences, both individually and as best friends who have gone through so many obstacles together since the trainee days. From a technical point of view, the song was written by the famous producer HYBE with the direct participation of several members, including Jimin. He is known as a figure who is sensitive to lyrics and tone, and often pours out his emotions in the works he sings. This is confirmed by the statement of the composer of the song, who said that Jimin had cried while recording the chorus, something very rare given his professionalism. The composer also mentions that Jungkook was in the studio at the time and was the first to calm Jimin down, not by words, but by sitting quietly next to him for hours. The relationship between the two is not something that is easily explained with labels or words. They have been together for over a decade from the hard times as trainees.